Welcome to another day of viewing on public access television. We hope you enjoy today's programming.
Well, hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are building a base game remodel. It's been a while, right? It's been like 3 months since I've done this, so that's pretty exciting. The new update kind of got me hyped to jump back into my base game only save file. But before I talk about the new update and all that stuff, I do just quickly want to plug my new Patreon that I started. I have all of my tray files for my Sims builds on there. I am doing a custom content grocery store set right now. I'm very excited about it. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description, and it's completely free. So don't worry about having to pay for anything or paywalls or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, this is a base game remodel of a base game house, and I did this 3 months ago with a house called Spring something, and it's in the same neighborhood. It's like it had like an orange thing happening with it, but I tried to keep the same like energy of the house, if that makes any sense. So I used some of the same furniture, I used some of the same color schemes, because sometimes those base game houses, they use some wacky combinations, some weird furniture. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to keep it like a little bit wacky, and I added a bunch of light switches, which I'm very hyped about. Which that might sound very strange, but it's like the little details, it's the little light switches. That's what I find exciting, I guess, is light switches. But it's funny. The Sims did an update, and they remodeled the townie homes, which I was not expecting. I don't think anyone was expecting that, and I like that they did that. It was a welcome surprise, I would say. It wasn't necessary. Neither was the main menu upgrade, but that happened anyway. That could have gone to actual fixes in the game, because it's not like the game doesn't have enough bugs, just keep on adding to them, it's fine. But, a base game refresh and all that stuff, it's fine. The game is free now, so it is a live service game, and they're keeping up with that, so that's interesting, I guess. I don't know. The game feels like a glorified mobile game now, because we have these live events, and I don't know how I feel about them. This got a big downer really quickly. No, I don't know. I think the live events are fine, but I think there needs to be a way to unlock the items after the fact in a scenario or something, because my issue is that they're locking aspirations and traits behind these specific timed events, and the game already has so few traits and so few aspirations, even with all the expansions installed. So it just feels wrong to kind of put aspirations and traits behind a timed thing. The only event that I really tried to do was the Grim event, and I didn't finish it because I just I didn't care. I wasn't interested in it, and it just kind of feels like The Sims is becoming a PC mobile game, and I know that's been the goal the entire time, because this is their big moneymaker, so whatever, but it doesn't feel right. So I don't know. I think if they had put the the events behind, like, you know, do this scenario and you'll unlock these objects. Kind of like the Sims 2 stories, or like how Planet Coaster, for example, they have a career mode, and if you complete the careers, you can unlock those specific maps. And then you can build on those maps in like sandbox mode. Kind of like that, where you have to complete a scenario, get the objects, but you still have to complete something in the game. I mean, the weird thing about them is the objects, I'm pretty sure, are like just in your game. They're just like not available in your catalog because you didn't unlock them. So they are still there. They're just like you just can't access them. It's weird. I'm like, why? But it's weird. I don't know. Anyway, this house turns out pretty cool. Like I said, I keep it mostly the same with like the weird colors and combinations. This kitchen is kind of interesting. I was like, I wanted to have a blue kitchen tile. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make like a weird kitchen with weird choices. So I was gonna add a planter in between the pool and the deck, and that didn't end up happening. I added a skylight right there. I was gonna add another one above the kitchen, but I decided against it. Yeah, I think it turns out pretty cool. Oh, and all the rooms have light switches. They have closets. What else? I think that's it. Oh, that was the house that I just remodeled over there. Yeah, woo, right? I don't know. I think it's gonna be like a cool trend to kind of see people like remodel the base game homes, especially if they do like a base game remodel. I don't know. I think it's kind of neat to have these weird limitations, considering the game is 10 years old and there's so much content for it. I mean, you can download the game for free. I'm not being paid to say this, but you can download the game for free right now. It's free to play, and you can play in this house if you don't have The Sims. So, hey, there's that, right? So, I don't know. I would recommend downloading like custom content, because it's usually free and you can just download anything you want and tons of it. So, you know, that's my suggestion. But I don't know. I think the base game is a pretty... I'm not gonna say it's a solid game, because it's 10 years on and it still feels like it's very boring to play, so I don't know. But as a building simulator, I think it's pretty solid. It always has been. So I don't know. I consider it kind of like a box of Legos. So that might sound kind of strange. It's kind of how I have to look at Planet Coaster, because Planet Coaster 2 is kind of... It's a little broken right now. They are planning on fixing it, and that's good, but I just view these creative games just like a big box of Legos, you know? So, yeah, but I do think this house turns out pretty cool. This middle, like, living room area, it started off being pretty wide and open, and now it's... I don't want to say it's closed and small, but it's kind of just like a very large hallway. So, I don't know. But I think it turns out pretty cool. But the one issue I do have is these doors. You'll see the lighting is going through the door, even though the door is solid. So I don't know what's up with that. I mean, it's like that in the bathroom and in the office. I don't know if I maybe missed a ceiling tile or something, but I wouldn't, because the light wouldn't go through a wall. It's the door. I don't know why the doors do that sometimes. But you see, like right there, like a little triangle of light on the floor. I don't know. It's weird. This game is weird sometimes. But I was just praising it for being pretty solid. It is. But I keep the original office. I add some things. I add a closet, so in case you do want to add an extra bedroom, it's right there. Easy peasy. And look at the light switches. So many light switches. That was the best update. Those light switches, so good. And it was like an update that had the clutter stuff. Oh my god, speaking of clutter, there's a glitch right now where so many objects, you just can't you just can't find in the catalog. For some reason, somehow, they removed objects from the catalog. Like, you can still kind of find them. Like, okay, for example, right? The tissue box. That object, it does not show up in, if you go to the decorations tab, it will not be in that catalog. You have to click on the little search icon, bring up the entirety of every object that's in the game, and then scroll all the way to the bottom, and then there will be the objects. It's very strange. I don't know why that's a glitch that's happening right now, and this game sometimes feels like we take like one step forward and like 2 steps backwards. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It's like, oh, we got some new updates to the base game. That's great. But we also, you know, there's a glitch where we're missing stuff from the catalog, and we have timed events that lock aspirations behind a timed event. Like, it's just like, okay, great. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that sometimes this game is just hard to be a fan of, you know? Okay, yeah, this is why I'm never gonna be picked for any of the, like, I'm a EA game changer. No, I'm not. Could you imagine, like, if I open up, like, a video saying I'm an EA game changer? I think hell would freeze over, honestly. It would be, like, shocking. Oh, in the tiles in the bathrooms, I was making weird choices. You know what? It's a base game house. Let's just make some weird choices, you know? Who cares? Not me. It's a fun house. Not a fun house, but it's a fun house, you know? Yeah, it's not. I should make a clown house. Actually, I was doing a save file where I had a clown town. That was a lot of fun. I should, like, revisit that. I have several save files happening right now that they will be on my Patreon. Gonna plug that again. Haha. But it was like a save file that had, like, it was inspired by The Sims 1, and it had like a clown town. It had like a row of houses that were each one was based on a different holiday, and then I had a separate area that was kind of like a city. This was a New Crest, and then my Oasis Springs was like a weird. It was like casinos and like hotels, but also kind of like rich and fancy, but also kind of like Mediterranean, but a lot of using the like the courtyard set, or the courtyard kit, I guess. So it was interesting. I might go back and revisit that. But for right now, I'm working on the base game save file, like I said. So anyway, the video's almost over. So I somehow rambled for 12 minutes without interrupting myself. Weird. Interesting. Don't know what I talked about. So that'll be interesting to go back and editing and look at. Anyway, look at this. Pictures. Wow. Yeah, it's a pretty basic house, and it's all base game. So, weird to have siding inside, but I can't change that. So, you know, just don't look up, I guess. Netflix, don't sue me. Okay, anyway, goodbye.